So speaking of the last time since 2009, we haven't seen this since 2009. Wolf Street. I've been waiting to do this video for a few days. I just kind of put it on the back burner because I thought there was more important things going on. And I don't want to, trying to flood too many videos in one day. But sometimes there's just too much stuff that's important. I feel like I want to get out. So this one was on the back burner for a few days. Still important though. Is the chain restaurant, again, wolfstreet.com, is the chain restaurant recession becoming structural? So I'm like, okay, retail, auto loan, subprime, and just auto sales, apocalypse. So that's 2 apocalypses. How about a third one, right? 3 is the charm. Here's the third one. Restaurant recession. Now, I did tell you a little while back, remember Subway stores? Subway. No longer the pedophile role model of what's his name? Jared. Jared's gone now. Little pedophile problems. But they had to close like 349 or something stores. That just happened to be in the U.S., but other countries, they're expanding. Doing good. First time in, I think they said 50 years. 50 years, which, like I said before, they skated through 2000 .com crash bubble. They skated through 2008-9 crash, no problem. Didn't have to close those stores. Now they got to close them. But we're not in a crash. We're not in a crash right now. We're not in a, what's going on? It's like, because normally you look at the stock market, and then that's like the defining moment of crash, recession, something, But since they've falsely pumped it up, it's like that stuff's here, crash or recession-ish, whatever you want to call it, is here without the stock market crash. Confusing. The stuff is here that goes with the stock market crash. People, recession kicking in, sales down everywhere, stores closing, the crap I'm telling you every single day. But the market looks phenomenal. The market looks great. USA must be doing great, man. But it's not. A 15-month downturn, here goes, longest since 2009, and no end in sight. There's simply no respite for chain restaurants. Industry-wide same-store sales fell again in May. The last time same-store sales actually rose year over year was in February of 2016. On that basis, the chain restaurant recession is now in its 15th month. So again, one-off, little blip. Need to go back and revise something? No. This is a trend, my friends. And it's not just here. Again, it's retail apocalypse, auto sales apocalypse. This is all together. So if you have all these completely different industries, not even kind of related, fast food, chain restaurants, etc. Not necessarily fast food, but they are certainly chain ones. Cars and car loans and the subprime loans over there. And then, as you've seen housing, all of a sudden have Toronto's, did they get slammed the other day? Looks like we're right at that peak. So you see all these different industries, and they have the same issues, essentially, recession issues. This recessionary stuff here. If it looks like a recession, walks like a recession, and quacks like a recession, it's a recession. But the markets are up, so it can't be a recession. Got it. Go ahead. Let me continue. So yeah, on that basis, the chain restaurant recession is now in its 15th month, the longest downturn, another stretch of, the longest length of a downturn since, you guessed it, the last financial crisis of 2009. In May, same-store sales fell 1.1% year over year. Same-store foot traffic fell 3%. Food sales were down, and No, I'm not reading that right. And alcohol sales were down. Ooh, people must be broke these days. According to TDN2K's Restaurant Industry Snapshot, tracking sales at 27,000 restaurant units from 155 brands, generating about $67 billion in annual revenue. But the average amount of the check per person increased by 2%. And not because they ordered more food and booze, but because prices rose. Wait a minute, but Federal Reserve says inflation is not hardly anything at all. But they don't look at food prices, and they don't look at energy. Okay, got it, right. Gosh, still me. Florida was the... Florida. Hey, Jason Imp here. Florida guy. Florida was the least bad region No kidding. With same-store sales up 0.1%. Okay, that's not nothing to brag about. And foot traffic, rather than being down 3% like the other one, was only down 1.9%. Texas was the worst region with sales down 2.4% and foot traffic down 4.3%. Of the 196 markets, 140 or 71% experienced sales declines. That's nearly 3/4 showing sales declines. The report, as the reports in prior months, is perplexed by the long downturn. Recently, there has been an uptrend in retail spending on most goods and services. That that stands in stark contrast to the continued decline in sales growth at restaurants. This change in consumer spending patterns was identified about a year ago, and how much longer it will continue is unclear. Now the hope is that year-over-year sales comparisons this year will look less bad based on the relatively soft sales last year. That has been the hope for months, and it hasn't happened yet. But the pain is not evenly spread in this sector. According to the Restaurant Industry Snapshot, dine-in sales have been negative year to date, but to-go orders are up 2.9%. Sales are also up in catering, delivery, and drive-thru. So now that's interesting. At least drive-thru and to-go. To-go stuff is up 2.9%. Is that because people don't want to, honey, if we go and sit down, I got to leave a tip, and yeah, let's just order it to go so we don't have to do that. Is that what that means? It could. I'm just going to throw that out there. Breakfast and mid-afternoon sales offer continued opportunities for growth, while lunch and especially dinner sales continue to stumble. While sales in May were weak across all segments, the fine dining segment was able to achieve very small positive same-store sales growth. Until May, that sector had done well. Now it too is losing its edge. All segments were weak, but the least weak were at the top of the price spectrum, dining experience, and at the bottom, value and convenience. Everything in between was particularly weak. The weakest performing segment in May was casual dining. This was a bit unexpected since the segment showed improved performance during the first 4 months of 2017. After lagging the industry for several years, casual dining has added a modest number of new units, but same-store sales declines have contributed to its overall loss in market share. Despite weak sales results year to date, fast casual continues to win the market share battle. It gained the most share in the first quarter of 2017 compared with the same quarter a year ago. Aggressive expansion has driven total sales growth, but increased competition and market build-out have undoubtedly impacted same-store sales for the segment. The only other segment that gained market share year over year was quick service. Let's go in for a quickie. Not that kind of quickie. The chain stores, 15 or restaurants, 15-month travails contrast with overall sales at food services and drinking places. According to Census Bureau retail data, in 2016, sales at these places rose 5.5% to $657.8 billion. In April, the most recent data available, sales rose 3.9% year over year to a record $56.6 billion. So that's sales at food services and drinking places. So is that like bars? People going to, drink their sorrows and worries and, paycheck to paycheck worries over? Is that what that is? Since January 2010, nominal sales at food services and drinking places, then at $37.5 billion, have surged 51%, in part due to price increases. Over the same period, the consumer price index for food away from home has jumped 19%. From December 2007 through January 2010, when employment plunged by 8.6 million, nominal sales at food services and drinking places were essentially flat, but the consumer price index for food away from home rose nearly 8% over those 2 years. Hence, an inflation-adjusted basis, sales were sharply, on an inflation-adjusted basis, sales were down sharply. See, it's funny when you add inflation, which you have to account for inflation. And then the numbers suck. And then when they don't account for it, many times, as I come out here and tell you, the numbers suck anyways. And then you hear a revision the next month, and they suck even worse than they sucked. Markets rally. Bad news. Markets rally. So the 3.9% sales increase at food services and drinking places in April has to be juxtaposed to the consumer price index for food away from home, which rose 2.3% over the same period. So real growth in sales was something close to 1.6%, with chain restaurants likely dragging down the index. Who is to blame for the trails of chain restaurants? The sitting ducks are, as always, the millennials. There is already a long list of what they have been killing: brick and mortar retail, democracy, handshakes, America, yogurt, you name it, they did it. But millennials have been around for a while, and the chain restaurant debacle just started in March 2016, so it's unlikely they triggered it, though their lack of enthusiasm for chain restaurants might not help much either. And I doubt that sending them to chain restaurant re-education camps would help much. Instead, it looks more like the beginnings of a broader structural change. Brick and mortar retailers have been getting hammered by a structural change that will never reverse. Chain restaurants, too, may feel the pressure from a change in where, what, and how consumers eat and drink that will leave chain restaurants that cannot adjust to it by the wayside. This comes on top of an economy where many potential patrons of chain restaurants simply don't have enough discretionary income. That's the key here. After paying for all essentials, with costs of healthcare and housing surging to prop up that industry. So that's the real answer. Is it really the millennial, or is it the millennial who has massive student loan debt, maybe still living with mom and pop, and if they're by chance not, they're sure as hell not going out, at least most of them, right? Yeah, there's always the exception, to go spend money on eating out and drinking and having a good time like they thought they would. I'm going to go to school, and I'm going to get this great paycheck, and yada, yada, yada. I'm going to be the man or the woman, and life's going to be great, only to find out this job starts here. It's entry level. Even though we require a college degree, it's entry level. We're going to start you off at $40K. If I got $40K, I'd barely be able to survive in a one-bedroom apartment. Now, I'm not even talking about in California. Forget you guys in California. You'd be homeless. Everywhere else, though. So I have to scrape by in a one-bedroom and pay my student loan debt back. And I've got a time limit once I graduate, when the clock starts ticking to pay back my loan debt. Then the interest rates jump because I wasn't paying on time. It's automatically built into the clause, loan, subsection C. If you fail to make your payments on time, we're going to nail you brutally with high interest rates for the rest of your lives. And you can never get out of it, ever. Can't bankrupt, can't go away. Unless you die, it's the only time it's going away. And it's $1.4 trillion that is owed currently in student loan debts. Notice how the number is going up and not down. Has it ever gone down is my question. And I don't know, I've never really looked at a chart since the time people have been getting loans for college, way back in 60s, 70s, whatever. Never really saw a chart, so I don't really know for sure. But seeing that this college, we need more administrators, more administration. I just told you that video the other day. New students, 2%. Faculty, 1.8% increase. Administration, 30% increase, or whatever the hell the number was. Outrageous. Administrators do nothing. I want to sit here, get paid like a big shot, like a baller, in my 6'4" Impala. If I had a girl, I would call her. Remember that song? I wish I was a little bit taller. I wish I was a baller. I wish I had a rabbit and a hat and a girl, I would call her. That was an old jam back in the day. And I wish I had some money to pay back my student loan debts and get in a house and make that big fat paycheck I was promised by going to college that I can clearly see does not exist now. But it's too late because I've already signed my life away to the student loan debt. Yeah, not looking good. So yeah, discretionary spending is just not around these days. And what's the biggest thing eating that up? Housing. Mortgage and or rent. Doesn't matter. High mortgages now and high rent because the prices are so outrageous. So that is where all of everybody's money, mostly, is going. So the discretionary spending is little to none, which explains why auto loan apocalypse, retail apocalypse, chain food store, whatever, apocalypse. This is all cause and effect. High housing, cause, effect is what I've been reading you. So what has to happen to fix this problem? One thing could fix it mostly. Housing needs to be destroyed in the price-wise. If they destroy housing prices, which they can easily do, yep, we're going to tighten up, we're going to tighten, or we're going to loosen the Fed. We're going to tighten up monetary policy, or we're going to loosen it. And then the credit generally gets tighter and tighter and harder to get loans, and then, oh, they start raising the rates like Janet Yellen just said she's going to do. For June, it was pretty much cooked in the books. Notice I use the word cooked in the books instead of written. But it's pretty much set in stone. So another 0.25%. If mortgage rates go up at all, housing prices have to come down. If they go up even 0.25%, housing must come down because, as I say, you can only afford so much per month, and it's based on that monthly payment. Whether you escrow it, property taxes put in there, insurance put in there, PMI insurance, everything combined. Okay, your payment is $1,800 a month, but the interest rate just went up. I can only afford $1,800 one way or the other. So that means the house price, if you want me to buy that house, you're going to have to drop it a little bit because I can only afford $1,800 a month. And that 0.25% that went up changed my payment $75. So you're going to have to come down to, looks like it'll take about $15,000 off your house for it to make sense for me. Of course, it depends on the cost of the house. Just an example. So I think I got one more video to do today. Little three deal for you, and that's about it. Take care.